What is a Web 2.0? So in this video today, we're going to be covering what a Web 2.0 is. If you're just getting started with affiliate marketing, internet marketing, or even just trying to learn the basics of SEO to try to get your e-commerce store to the first page of Google or whatever else, you're probably going to hear people throw around the word Web 2.0, and it probably doesn't mean much to you. After reading what it is, I already knew about the concept of it, but I was not really familiar with the term Web 2.0. So the term Web 2.0 was coined a few years ago to describe the new interactive internet. So evolving web pages allow people to get more involved with websites. Gone are the days when all you could do on the internet was read content. Now you can watch videos, play games, join communities, take polls, vote on comments, content, post contents, and much more. If you remember back in the 90s or probably even the early 2000s, most web pages were just static web pages. Most didn't even have comment section. There was really no interaction. It was basically just to read content. Now, obviously, there's games integrated into websites. There's all types of forums and online communities. You can take polls, vote on things, post comments, and social media has even turned it into even more interaction ever since the days of MySpace and Facebook. So basically, Web 2.0, I mean, you guys can read this for yourself. I'm not going to read through the whole thing for you. But Web 2.0 means a little bit something different when we're talking about SEO and even affiliate marketing. So when people talk about Web 2.0, they're typically referring to sites like Blogger, Tumblr, even WordPress, although I think most people consider WordPress like a Web 1.0. Typically when people refer to Web 2.0, they're referring to social media sites, Tumblr, Instagram, Pinterest, Reddit, stuff like that. And specifically with affiliate marketing, people are basically talking about places where you can write articles and kind of dump in affiliate links. So, to set up a website, it costs money for a domain, hosting, it's a lot more involved. Really anybody can set up a Tumblr profile, and things on Tumblr tend to be shorter. You can post just pictures. So you can post just a picture of an item with an affiliate link to that item. Because Web 2.0s are free, you can essentially create an unlimited amount of Web 2.0s. Now I'm going to get a little bit more into private blog networks, or PBNs as they're called, in a future video. But because Web 2.0s, Tumblr, Instagram, all this stuff is free, you can essentially create hundreds of profiles if you want, and it's not going to cost you a penny to do so. So typically, let's just say, for example, let's say I'm starting a website about hoverboards. I know I use this example a lot, but I want to affiliate market hoverboards. So I might create a WordPress website, and it could be an affiliate store for AliExpress through the Ali plugin or anything else, but that would essentially be considered my Web 1.0 or my money site. And then what I would do is go ahead and create a lot of Web 2.0s that point back to that. So I do have a website called hoverboardfaq.blogspot.com. If you want, feel free to check it out. It's basically got hoverboard reviews, articles, videos, etc. Now, I don't really have a money site, but if I had a website selling hoverboards, that would be my money site, and everything would be steered there. But basically, I would set up a Tumblr profile, an Instagram profile, a Twitter profile. Anytime I posted an article on my Blogger site, I would tweet it out. I might make a replica post or talk about my post on a Tumblr thing. If there's a picture in my article, I might share that on Pinterest in hopes of driving some Pinterest traffic back to my site. So Web 2.0s are essentially the sort of free or interactive social media sites. There's a lot of sharing in Web 2.0s, so obviously if you come out with good content, people are going to share that, and you're going to get more of an audience, not only to your 2.0, but that 2.0 in turn is going to drive traffic to your main site, or what a lot of people are going to refer to a money site. But don't get confused, it's not as if there's two internets out there. There's not an internet or a Web 1.0 and a 2.0. 2.0 just kind of refers to, I would say, internet since the early 2000s or since the days of MySpace, when everything became much more interactive and much more geared towards sharing and kind of community involvement. So that's essentially what Web 2.0 is just the modern internet. But in terms of internet marketing, affiliate marketing, and even at Web 2.0, you're going to hear about people talking about private blog networks and money sites and things like that. And that's essentially using the quote-unquote 2.0 internet to drive traffic and drive engagement and get people sharing your content, which in the end, for anyone who's trying to make money online, you're going to be trying to drive traffic either to your affiliate ads, your website where you're running banner ads, your site where you sell a product. So that's essentially what a Web 2.0 is. If you guys have any questions about Web 2.0s or how to use them, feel free to ask it in the comment section below. And in the next video I'm going to make, we're going to be talking about private blog networks, and that's really going to tie in and give you a more concrete idea of not only what Web 2.0s are, but how to use them. So they'll just touch on it real briefly. But let's say I have a website selling hoverboards. I'm going to create Web 2.0s to drive traffic to that site. And not just that, but what a private blog network is I might make 5 different, I guess you could say brands or branding. So let's say my main site is going to be hoverboardfaq.com. I sell hoverboards there. I don't actually sell hoverboards there, but then I would have a bunch of 2.0s surrounding that. So I would have a Tumblr profile that's Hoverboard FAQ. I would have a blogger profile that's Hoverboard FAQ, a Weebly profile, etc. And not only would all that stuff point to my main site, but then I would create other related sites. So for example, I might have a site, howtofixhoverboards.blogspot.com. I'd create a Weebly site, another Pinterest, Instagram, Tumblr, etc. site, all with that same branding. And then I might create another one that's called Hoverboard Reviews. And I would have a Pinterest, Instagram, Tumblr, Facebook, Google+, etc. for that. And then maybe I have another one. So let's see, so far we have reviews, how to fix, Hoverboard FAQ, besthoverboarddeals.blogspot.com. And I would have a Tumblr, Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, Reddit, all about that. I'll talk in a future, I've talked about this in past videos, but in a future video I'll talk about how to use tools like IFTTT or even scraping tools to basically auto-share or auto-post content. So what I mean by that is, if you have 5 different websites, that's a lot of stuff to maintain, especially with all the social media profiles. There's a site out there called IFTTT. It stands for If This Then That. And basically, you're allowed to hook up all your social media channels and then create recipes. So, for example, when I make a blogger post, I have a recipe that blogger post, when it's posted, is automatically going to create a Twitter tweet talking about that post. When I create a YouTube video, it's automatically going to trigger a blog post to be made with that YouTube video. When that YouTube video creates a blog post, that's automatically going to create a video Tumblr post. When that video Tumblr post goes off, it's automatically going to create a Reddit post on a subreddit in my niche. When that Reddit post goes, it's automatically going to post it to my Facebook. That's automatically going to paste it to my Facebook group. So basically, you can create a bunch of Web 2.0s so that all you have to do is interact on your main site, whether it's creating blog posts or YouTube videos. And as soon as you post that, everything's automatically going to trigger a new action to share it on this, to share it on this, to share it on this, to share it on this. And not only on your main brand, so like I said in this example, Hoverboard FAQ is my main brand. Not only is it all going to be shared there, but I'm also creating my hoverboard review site to auto-share everything that's made there. So essentially you have literally a network of 50 sites, or if not more, or 50 Web 2.0s that are all sharing off of one post. So it's really efficient. It's going to save you time. It's going to get you a lot of backlinks. It's going to get you a lot of social shares. And that's all going to help you to drive traffic and in the end make money. So that's essentially what a Web 2.0 is. I'll be doing some follow-up videos getting into this a little bit deeper. And in the next video, I think we're going to be talking about PBNs, or private blog networks, which is another term you heard. You're probably going to hear a lot on Warrior Forum, Black Hat Forum, etc., things like that, Black Hat SEO Forum, things like that. If you guys have any questions about Web 2.0s, or if there's any other topics you want me to cover, leave it in the comment section below. I'd be more than happy to make a video addressing whatever your question or concern is. Give this video a thumbs up if you're not subscribed. Check the, I think that's all. Talk to you in the next video.